To Hello Kitty, and this is the F3 Circle of Trust. From the F3 Nation Podcast Studios.
I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story, and I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
This is the COT Podcast, connecting the packs of F3 Nation through fitness, fellowship, and faith.
Andrew Maggio, 35, Wirebiter.
Mike Kirkos, 35, Saganaki.
Michael Barrett, 40, Rep Sleepy.
Peter Ranky, 63, Bambi.
COT Podcast starts right now.
Shut up and sit down.
What is up, F3 Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Circle of Trust, where every week we are united through fitness, fellowship, and faith to talk about things we're seeing, hearing around this F3 Nation of ours. It's your boy, Hello Kitty. Rapido will join me, I'm told, in a matter of moments. And we've got a great live guest, a new sponsor, little teaser, to introduce you to here in a few moments. But before that, guys, welcome. As always, grateful to have you with me as we're talking about things happening around F3. And man, it is another great week. The heat's starting to get cranked up a little bit where we're at here, assuming the same maybe for many of you guys. And so Bones is going to join us later in the show to talk about a hydration preparation ideas. And we've got a very special video message from the Nantan of the F3 Nation Dark Helmet. Will dial in for a video message. Maybe you've seen it making its way across the F3 Nation this week. It was dropped in the Slack machine on YouTube and some other places where we're going to show you a very important message from Dark Helmet about sort of this F3 3.0, this next iteration of what we're going to do here, united through fitness, fellowship, and faith. I am thankful for those of you joining us live as we are across the F3 Facebook, YouTube, and on the Twitter machine as well. And for those of you watching us live, as always, be a part of the show. Sound off. If you're watching on a social media platform, which if you're watching live, you are, Facebook, YouTube, or on X, you can comment and you can be a part of the show. So say what's up, sound off, let us know who's here, who's watching, or if you have a question for us during the course of the program, then dial it up, throw it at us. Right. And we can address it. Or if you just want to talk some crap, man, get in here and let's have some fun. But we're grateful for you guys doing it and being a part of it, man. I've had a busy Mammon week, couple days on the road, was in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, for some work meetings, Tuesday, all day yesterday, got home late last night, but set the alarm for 4:40, got up, got out to the ECQ Source Ruck. And really, we use it as an opportunity to hear from locally our man Skipper, who just got back from Normandy, did an 80K ruck across those famous beaches. And as we sit on 6 June 2024, as we record this show and post it live, we commemorate the 80-year anniversary of that fateful day, D-Day, right, where the Allied troops and the Americans and the French and Germans, boy, big, massive, incredible movement there on Omaha Beach, Utah Beach, and, thousands of lives lost, all in this pursuit, defense of freedom across the globe. And so obviously we take some time today here in the United States to remember our fallen brothers that, sprinted onto those beaches and gave their all. And 80 years, and they don't make them like that generation. And so a lot of you guys listening maybe have loved ones that were a part of that, grandfathers that were a part of that, and take some time on this 80-year anniversary. But we got to hear from Skipper about going wet over, man. Packed up his ruck, packed up all his gear, headed over, was a part of a big Go Ruck event. And man, really sounds like it was a memorable experience, not without its hurdles, delayed flights, right? Things you got to deal with along the way, but that's why we're prepared, boys, right? That's why we do what we do to get prepared. Drop throw in the house, my brother. Good to see you as always. If anybody's going to chime in quick on the point, there's one of two guys. And there's one of them right there. Good to see you, Thrill. Hopefully the summer months have you prepared for life on roller coasters and all that fun stuff that we know you get into. So good to see you as always, my brother. Before we introduce you to our new show sponsor and share that video message from our man Dark Helmet. Let's thank a few of the folks who have been with us for a while that have helped make this program possible. And we've got some great things happening, as always, between F3 and F3 Gear, which is powered by Mud Gear. But F3 Gear, man, really ramping up quite a bit of activity, and we're grateful for that. But the fine folks that produce a lot of that great stuff you guys are wearing are the team at Mud Gear. And in addition to all the great things at f3gear.com, you can always head over to mudgear.com as well, because there's some other items there, like that Speed Rucker boot, like some additional socks, some other pieces of equipment you can pick up. Mudgear.com, our code here for the show, COT, and you can save 15% off anything store-wide, mudgear.com, unless they got some some things that you can't use on, but pretty much all the time you can. It's outdoor gear for the outdoor athlete, which is you guys. And of course, the fine folks at Momentous, they've got you geared up for all you need for health and wellness, all those supplements, all those vitamins, man, stuff to get you guys performing at your best. And when you're in the gloom, you need it not just in the gym, you need it in the gloom as well. LiveMomentous.com. My code there, Brian J. You can save some cash as well on great stuff. And I use their stuff every day. Whey protein, creatine, all that happening as well. What's up, guys? Coming at you from Ghana. Oh my God. I totally forgot about this. Our man Dewey Decimal out of the Carpex region, lives in Dunn, NC, is in Ghana right now. I don't know what time it is over there. It's probably tomorrow for all we know. So hello from the past and from the future, Dewey D. And I'm sure if you're in Ghana, I got to imagine you're doing some pretty amazing work there. So good to see you, bro. And who else there? Shout out from F3 RVA, Richmond, Virginia. What up, Posh? Good to see you as well. Those guys chiming in on Facebook where they're watching us live as we speak. And that's good stuff. All right, let's bring in our first guest of the show, because I want to introduce you guys to Patrick Stewart. You see I've got this new hat on here. And so, Pat, I went big, man. MGM Industries. Patrick's dialing in from Nashville, Tennessee, and a new sponsor to the program. Really excited to have you guys here making incredible windows. I'm going to tell you more once Patrick and I are done about how you can get hooked up with these guys, right? How you can really benefit from this. I know this much. We got a lot of men in F3 that are in construction, general contracting, building. These guys are the guys to know for windows. So dialing in from Nashville, Tennessee, where he's not been to an F3 workout yet, I think. So
no, not yet.
What's up, Patrick? How are you, man?
I'm doing very well. I'm glad to be here. We are just starting a sponsorship. We are recommended through, I don't know if I want to use his real name, but
we can go real name. They all know him. Everybody knows Press On.
Press On. Everyone knows Press On. And he's been an employee of ours for about 20 years as a salesman representing the brand out in the Carolinas and Virginia. He's as good as family. He's a great person. I've been lucky to know him for about 5 years now. So he approached us and said, hey, he wants to do this. And it's been my job the past 9 months to try to get our brand going, update a 15-year-old website and some social media and stuff like that. So I said, Paul, or Press On, I trust you. Let's make it happen. So here we are.
We're already, I think, someone from MGM maybe is coming to town here locally next week. I don't know if it's you or somebody else.
That's right. So
we're trying to get him out to the gloom, because we already got some nickname ideas, right? Press On, maybe Pull Off might work. Push Off, a couple low-hanging fruit, but we'll work it from there.
Well, we'll figure something out. He has a vanity license plate that he's had for 16 years, so he's going to try to push that. So I'll let y'all figure it out.
Well, I will tell you this much, my friend, and we are grateful for the sponsorship, and I don't want to offend anyone. Tell him, don't come here thinking you're going to nickname yourself. In fact, I would lean away from that, because that could usually backfire. You're talking F3 Hello Kitty here. I mean, look, things happen, right? These guys, sponsorship or not, they're pretty ruthless sometimes when it comes to nicknames.
You don't get to pick your own nickname.
Well, with a name like Patrick Stewart, we got a lot of options for you too. So, I mean, there's things that
that's very true. That's very true. It's a very nicknameable
that's right.
name.
That's right. So listen, man, family-owned business. You guys have been doing a lot in the space for a long time. Tell our listeners, our watchers, a little bit about MGM. Let's talk specifically about, man, how these windows are made. I got to put my hands on one last week. Press had one in the back of his truck, and just really nice, really great quality. Tell us a little bit.
Yeah, so we are a vinyl window manufacturer, and so we are based out of Nashville, Tennessee. and basically cover the Southeast regionally. We don't go too far out west, but pretty much SEC states and the Carolinas. That's a good generalization, but we are a third generation family owned and family operated business. I married into the family. My wife's grandfather started it in '67. He passed it down to his 3 sons. They ran it for about 30 years on their own, doing what brothers do and fighting and making it happen and all that stuff. And so in about 2015, they made the decision to sell the business. Nobody else. There's only one of my generation in the business. They sold it to private equity. Private equity didn't run it as efficiently as the family did, and so our revenues dropped in half in about 3 years. So our family had the opportunity to buy it back for
wow.
jump
back in
for our customers. Yeah,
that's an interesting story, man, and a way in which, like, look, sometimes you plan and things can work, but if they're not, like, look, we got to get back into this thing. It seems like
that's exactly right. I think that yes, they got a good deal on it, but the main reason why they did it was our employees suffered, our customers suffered. So much of the way that I was taught the business is about relationships. And that is the most important thing between an employee and their employer, and between a vendor and their customer, is the relationship. And we felt like during those times where we didn't own it, that we let them down. And so we bought it back. I was in a different business. I felt like it was my duty to the family and to the business that had given me and my wife and my kids so much. The business was in need. I'll do anything I can, whatever you need. I didn't know anything about Windows, but I just decided, hey, I need to jump in all in. We convinced, his name's Caleb, that's coming to next week to see y'all. Yeah. He was there the whole time, so he had to live through it. We call it the troubles, the dark ages, all that stuff. So he lived through it. He's our president now, and so he's leading us forward. But we have another brother-in-law that's between us. We convinced him to come. We have a cousin-in-law that is on board as well, and so the 4 of us are representing the third generation of the company, or the family owning and running the business. So. The 4th generation's already here working, and the fifth generation's about 2 years old.
Y'all getting started on it. I saw a family picture, man, getting started on it. Well, what's incredible is knowing what we're about here at F3, right? And about a mission to invigorate male community leadership, right? Get these guys unlocked, right? To be the best version of themselves. But we're a family atmosphere, so that's why this is just a great partnership. And whether it's right. F3 adjacent. Dude, you'll be a shoo-in and a great fit for the local F3 guys. Just talking to you now, like there's a lot of values-based, mission-based, and in F3 we've got a big saying, right? See a need, meet a need, right? And we have a lot of guys that our big thing we talk about being free to lead, right? You want to do something in your region, you want to do something across your F3 group, like get going and get working. And you guys saw a need, met a need, and families rallied up to get back together and be a part of it. Who for you guys, right? So as a company that's manufacturing, right, that's making these great products, who are great partners, right? Who are you looking to work with when guys want to reach out to Press On? And we're going to share his information, right? Sure. He's a great point of contact. If you want to say, look, man, I need to get high quality windows, who makes for great partners so those guys can then know, all right, that's me, or I know the guy, or I know that company, they need to get in touch with Press On.
We've got several customers throughout the Southeast, and they range from lumber yards to companies that sell millwork or just building supply companies. Those are the people that are authorized dealers for us to sell our product. I unfortunately just can't sell it to a random homeowner direct, but we have created strategic partnerships throughout the Southeast region of the country to partner with us. We typically do well with customers and dealers who are like us, kind of privately owned, or at least they act like it. whether they're family owned or operated, or they're privately owned, or they have autonomy to make buying decisions based on a quality product that they see. Speaking about our products, we have made everything in-house over the past almost 60 years. So we start our vinyl windows out as powder, heat it up, force it through a die and into a certain shape and profile of the windows that we have. So we don't, vinyl windows can be kind of a commodity. Everyone's kind of the same thing, and it's all kind of price driven. We've actually gone the opposite approach and have created kind of a high-end vinyl window, which may sound like an oxymoron to people who don't know it, but once they actually see and feel and understand the features and benefits in the product, like you saw with Press On, it's you understand that it's not a Me Too product. It is different. It differentiates itself. It's unique. There's features and benefits built for the end user, for the builder, for the installer, for the homeowner, all those things that when you control everything from the beginning to the end, you can think about and plan on those things and add those into your product. So we've been very lucky. By no means do I think that this is anything that my generation has done. We were born on third base pretty much. And so, but it's still up to us and to continue that legacy. And that's very important for us. That's what drives the third generation.
Yeah. How's relatively new fatherhood treating you?
It's come along. Relatively new. My oldest son is 8.
So you got 8. You got and how old's your youngest?
So I have an 8-year-old son, a 6-year-old daughter, and a 4-year-old daughter.
Yeah, so you got young.
So it's still just a whirlwind.
That's right. That's right.
We're still in the thick of it every day.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, listen, we are so grateful to have you a part of this. We're going to be sharing over the next month a lot with our listeners and our viewers about what you guys are doing. I'm going to share some information when Patrick gets off the line here about how you can learn more, get in touch with those guys. But men in Nashville, right? I need you listening. At 3 Nashville, Patrick Stewart, somebody's got to know this guy through community or church or something, right? So we'll get you out in the gloom soon, my friend.
Okay. Sounds
great.
Brother.
It's great to meet you, man. Thanks for the trust and the partnership. We're looking forward to telling more people about it.
Yep. It'll be a great month. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. All right, brother. Good to see you. That is Patrick Stewart of MGM Industries. Now, here's what you do, though. If your guys' ears are perked up, right? If you're one of those guys that he explained as a good partner, Press On's the guy to get in touch with. sales@windowreps.com. Press's number right there on the screen as well. It's local F3 Carpex packs, and he's the sales rep that you need to get in touch with, right? So if you're like, all right, this sounds good for us, or if you just want to learn more, get in touch with Press. He can get the process going from there. sales@windowreps.com. Oh, man, exciting stuff. Honored to have those guys. And seems like we are very much aligned family-wise, value-wise. I love hearing that story about, look, our family business needed us. Everybody stepped back in and got involved, which is incredible. All right, we're going to hear from Dark Helmet in just a moment, but did want to share with you, man, what the update looks like. This F3 Nation thing of ours just rapidly growing, right? By the day, it feels like. Well, as the numbers sit today, and even more red across those maps, which again, just utterly incredible. Still technically waiting on you, Maine, but we know there was the unofficial AO up there. We heard from Dagger a few weeks ago. 371 regions across 6 continents and 18 countries now. 4,652 daily workouts every morning. Guys getting after it, which is utterly incredible. And that means because of that, there are things that got to be happening at the F3 Nation level, right? There's a lot of work that goes into it. I've been there as a comms Q, right? Been a part of what that looks like. These guys working their tails off to make sure that you guys have the chance to have ultimate success where you're at, right? Where you're at. That's the key, right? The packs will always figure it out. Kitty, what's up? Jared Hensley in the house. What up, bro? I am looking good. Grateful for you. There's our man. There's Press On right there, giving us a let's go. And then, Rapido, where are you at? He's finishing up some work stuff. He's in the green room. Don't worry. I think I feel good. I feel good we're going to see the big fella before the show ends. Now, because of those updates, because of the size, because of the growth, right? Now we've got to talk about what this thing is going to look like, right? What is the next phase of this beautiful F3 thing of ours going to look like? And so Dark Helmet's got a very important message. He just dropped on the packs this week. So let's hear from Dark Helmet. And then when we come back, the big fellow Rapido himself will rejoin the program.
Have you notified Lord Helmet?
Yes, sir. I took the liberty. He's on his way.
Make way for Dark Helmet. All rise in the presence of Dark Helmet.
Hello, Pax. Dark Helmet here, Nantan of F3 Nation. I'm going to try and make this quick because it's starting to rain on me. As I've settled into this role over the last couple of months, I've been doing a little reflecting over what brought me out to F3 in the first place and also what kind of keeps me here. And admittedly, what brought me out in the first place was I didn't want to be fat anymore. It was the workout. And that's what got me here. And as I've continued to participate in F3, what I found is a connection to my personal purpose. And I think that's what we do in F3 better than anybody else, is we connect men to personal purpose. We help you to remove those self-limiting beliefs, to unlock your heart and your mind so that you can live out your full potential as a man, as a husband, as a father, and as a member of your community. That's what we're for. That's what we're all about. Sometimes in life, we tend to pick up too many things and get caught up in what Neil Maxwell called the thick of thin things. It happens. But that's why as a shared leadership team in F3, we've decided we continue to reduce and we're going to continue to simplify everything that we do. You've heard me say before that we're not going to spend any time, money, or resources on anything that isn't absolutely missional if we don't have to, right? We're going to reduce and we're going to simplify. And so that means everything we do is going to continue to be around that planting, growing, and serving small workout groups for men in order to invigorate male community leadership. That's what we're for. And I want to leave legacy. I want to teach you men how to continue to teach other men to be leaders. That's our desire. And so we're going to plant workouts, right, where there aren't workouts, and we're going to continue to expand our reach. We're going to grow in the sense that we're going to continue to expand our influence, and we're going to let men know who we are and what we're about so that they can come find us. And then we're going to serve. And the way that we're going to serve is through a new and enhanced leadership development process that I cannot wait to tell you more about and continue to unveil to you over the next few months. So I want you to put a date on the calendar for me. July the 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Again, July the 16th, that's a Tuesday. July the 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern is going to be another State of the Nation address. You're going to hear from me and other leaders from around F3 about what we're doing to carve out that next 43 feet. And you're going to hear it in great detail. You're going to see a new website is going to be launched. You're going to see a one-pager on exactly where our money is going and exactly where our resources are going so that you know what you're giving to and you know what you're spending your hard-earned dollars to promote. We just want to grow more of this. We know that our world doesn't get better unless all of us as men get better. And that's our desire in F3 Nation, and that's everything that we're going to work for. So I know you probably heard it at least sometimes, and if you listen to the COT podcast recently, you definitely heard it. But men, I love you. I live for this organization. I live for what it stands for. It means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to you. And so I hope you'll continue on this journey with me, and also that you'll join me on the 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern.
16 July, 8 p.m. Eastern. Rapido joins the show now. Brother, put it on the calendar. We got a home swim meet that night. I just checked. Cary Swim Club coming to town. But between me, you, Redenbacher, who else we got in the mix that's got a swim team kid? We'll stream it poolside. I'm not worried. We'll stream it poolside.
Depends on, too, what neighborhood we're playing or against that night.
Cary Swim Club, those rascals. Might have a couple guys in the mix. Might have a couple guys in the mix.
I know Wonk's kid swims for them.
Yeah, I think there's a few. There's a few.
All
Hey,
right.
Good to see you, bro. Good looking
man.
hat,
Had to go
dude. Good looking. Look at us.
I had to go find my hat. Took about 24 minutes, but I'm here.
Oh, perfect. Great. Perfect timing. 24 minutes to find a hat, which is good. Man, great to you get to, were you able to listen in when we had Patrick on?
No,
Dude,
was
go back, watch it. Great hombre. They're
will.
a great team to partner up with.
Did you guys talk about his first impending F3 workout? And if his name's Patrick Stewart, then the opportunity's about.
Well, we did. We touched on it a little bit. And his boss, the president of the company, I think is coming to town here next week. So we'll start there. Patrick's in Nashville. I've alerted the Nashville Packs via this here program that they're on notice to go find this guy and get him out in the gloom, because obviously there's just one, he'll love it, and there's a lot of opportunities.
Any amigo that is a friend of Press On is a friend of mine. So
listen, that the Press On amigo train of friendship is barreling down the tracks.
It's long and distinguished.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Bro, I know you just got here.
Okay.
We've been at it for 25. Let me take a quick commercial break. We got things to talk about when we come back. I'll fully engulf you into the show.
Okay.
But I mean, look, I'm cruising at this point.
I know
I'm glad you're here, but I'm cruising. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this before we go. Last week, we introduced you to a brand new F3 gear partnership with the great folks at Bison Coolers. So
Yeah.
Boy RD is going to tell you more about Bison Coolers. We'll take a quick break. And we'll be back. We'll let the big fellow settle into the show here. All right. Sound good? It's a plan.
I'm in. Let's
We'll
go.
be back in a minute.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Jesse Blinn with Bison Coolers, coming at you from our very noisy, cicada-ridden Tennessee. I'm also known as Boy RD to the F3 group. I wanted to let you know a little bit about some of the Bison products that are going to be making their debut on the F3 Gear store very shortly. This here is our 25-quart hard side cooler. It's proudly made in the United States of America. They're made with thick, pressure-injected insulated walls for maximum ice retention and durability. There are 2 heavy-duty rubber latches with a cantilever hinge system to make it really easy to close. On the inside, you'll see there is a leak-proof rubber gasket guaranteeing a tight seal all the way around to maintain the integrity of what you're storing inside. There is a ruler right on the top here for all you fishermen out there. There is also a drain plug on this side of our 25-quart cooler. Our 50-quart cooler that will also be available has a drain plug on either side. There is these open grab rails on either side to make it really easy to strap down. Also, these rope handles that are extra long make it really easy to carry to the gloom. Again, our hard and soft side coolers are made here in the USA. Everything is decorated out of our Fort Worth facility. And yeah, we'll see you in the gloom. Make sure to check out the F3 Gear store very soon.
Thank you, Boy RD. Give a little wink and a nudge to the old M. You know, they got a couple nice they got a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
But a couple nice tumblers and say, hey, yep, Father's Day coming up here.
We do have the Day of Fathers in the mere 10 days. Is that where we're at? 10 days?
Well, my family's counting down the days towards it so they can just celebrate me.
There's a whole
with everything that they've
like
got.
you're getting out of prison, you're scratching the tallies on the wall.
That's right.
Countdown.
Bro, got to see you this morning. The little EC ruck. We went out for a ruck during the main event. I had to take a quick brownout hiatus. Couldn't find you again until the end, but that happens in the gloom. So what's going on? How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. Miss being on this show on a regular basis, but
the packs have noticed. The packs have noticed.
Thursday afternoon's a tricky one for your boy at the moment.
Right.
It's going to be another tricky one for a couple of weeks, but got my eyes on the prize of probably after the 4th. My workload should slow down a little bit. We're in the zone on a couple.
Get it? You got to be in the zone. What's up, guys? Sending love from Jers. What's up, Scar? You good to see you, brother.
But yeah, no, saw you this morning. We had a good ruck, pre-ruck and then post-ruck. I think I got in a little over 4 miles eventually on the underweight, and good group this morning.
Yep.
Stellar coffee as per usual.
Yep.
Been watching your kids a little bit this week. I know you probably mentioned you're out of town.
You crushed it for us. Em was coming back. I was headed out. Ram Fam steps in, takes the kid, gets him to time trials at a swim meet. They both get stung by bees. What the hell happened?
I don't know.
My children, I don't know
second.
The last time either one of them was stung by a bee, and mom and dad are both gone and they get stung.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was wild. It was a wild turn of events.
You turned your gaze for a moment and they get assaulted.
I know. You always got to keep your head on a swivel, right? Gas station ready. Now I got to be beasting ready.
Apparently.
For both my shorties and yours.
Oh,
but no. It's all good. Are you ready for the end of the school year? We're launching into summer.
Yes. Summertime is here. Tomorrow is our last day. We got a half day, so it's on. It's go time. It's time for camps. It's time for the daily. What the heck are we doing?
Yes.
Why aren't you reading? Your room should be immaculate.
No, so this morning was my older two's first day of summer, quote unquote. We had a kindergarten graduation Tuesday and a 5th grade graduation yesterday.
Yeah.
And old mama had the chore charts laid out on the kitchen table when they got up this morning.
It's go time. Don't think you're just going to be loafing around,
Jason,
sitting around the pool.
Yeah, so they had a whole host of chores before any opportune of screen time or outside time.
Sure.
And so there's been books read, there's been crafts done, there's been laundry done, there's been dishes done.
Yeah.
Every day we're going to get our lives together. We're going to get this house in order.
Sure, I'm sure.
Differently this summer.
I'm sure you are
getting older.
I love
we're going to regress to
I
the
love
mean so
big
fast.
I love big goals. I love big goals.
I like
And
big gulps.
I support you in your pursuit of those goals.
Thank you. I need support. I appreciate your support, and we'll report back to the PAX on the support and the goals.
It's going to be a smoking hot summer, my friend. I can tell you that much. It's going to be great. It's going to be
I'm
good.
gonna go live in the high country for a while.
I don't blame you on that one. Hey, we do have a couple of other updates to get through. So while we've got the PAX here, and we do have got a quote worth repeato and a vintage hunt for wellness that is timely for this time of year. So we'll get to that in the next block. But before that, Safari reached out and said, "Hey guys, it's the Beast. I'll be traveling to Eastern Uganda to plant F3 flags aimed at F3 Nation growth. Remember me in your prayers." We talked about this little last week, but he's getting ready to go. "As I fellowship with the FNGs and preach the gospel during my 5-day stay in Uganda, I'll also support a local pastor in his orphanage. I wish to sincerely thank my brother Jeffrey Hansel for raising a little bit of funds for their mission." So guys, keep them in your thoughts and prayers as they continue to plant, grow, and serve.
Mm-hmm.
Big Gulps, new sponsor. I'll tell you what, Drop Thrill, it's not the worst idea.
Not the worst idea you've ever had.
Nope, not the worst.
We got anybody at 7-Eleven corporate that's part of
maybe
part of F3 Nation?
It would be great to find out if we did. Bro, check out this design available now on the pre-order. Dude, F3 Brazil. So I got a message that said, "Guys, F3 Brazil shirt is live. It's a 1-to-1 campaign where you purchase quality F3 mud gear apparel. One free shirt will be donated to the Brazil PAX, planting the flag in Brazil. This will serve the growing Brazil PAX who can't afford to purchase gear, similar to what we did with the guys in Kenya, Nairobi, all that. Great way to serve our growing international PAX, as well as get some awesome mud gear garb. T-claps to Malco and the mud gear team for making this happen. Help international teams spread the word, and let's make some impact outside our borders. F3gear.com. You can find the Brazil pre-order there. Dude, lots of good color.
Boy, I'll tell you, you're obviously the logo king and multi-national award winner here, but that is badass.
Well, and what it's got actually the shot of the PAX there on the left, I think was from a race jersey, maybe 5-6 years ago at this point. So I love how that's repurposed. I mean, this thing screams Brazil. It's outstanding.
What does it say? Boaca, I don't speak Portuguese.
It says something there.
Yeah.
By the way, if you've not been on the gear store and seen the Oregon Trail logo.
Oh, I haven't. No.
Dude,
is it good times?
Well, I mean, I made it, so it's great. But but that withstanding, it's total nostalgia. Total nostalgia.
Yeah.
Total nostalgia. So
right. Well, that's cool.
Tyler Cook, you're right. Tyler Cook, your F3 name is blanking on me, so apologies, brother. I'm gonna call you by your real name. It is sick. That Brazil shirt is sick.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this. Let's look at it again. It looks so good. Get on that thing, fellas. I might have to go grab one of those.
They've been getting crushed with floods too down there. Taps down there for those folks.
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, bro. We got a hunt for wellness. We got a quote with Rapido. Let's do a quick commercial break because I got to make sure our guys at Warrior Biz Network get some love. We're giving love, man. We're giving love all out the place here.
I know. I can't wait to go back and listen to your and Patrick's conversation about all that is amazing about the Winders.
Yeah, it is really good stuff. MGM Industries doing great stuff. Our man Press on the guy to get in touch with if you need more there. We're back in about 2 minutes.
Window reps.
We'll wrap this show up.
Hit them up.
Let's go, baby.
The 5 core principles of F3 are that it's free, it's open to all men, it's held outdoors rain or shine, peer-led in a rotating fashion, and always ends in a circle of trust.
Back in the good old days, we used to have these large yellow books delivered right to our doorstep that gave us phone numbers of businesses and services that could meet our needs. The only problem is, we didn't know if we could trust any of them. Well, thanks to F3, we are connected with incredible PACs in our local communities. But what we don't necessarily have is a listing of the businesses of those PACs. Introducing the F3 Warrior Biz Network, where you can connect with PACs in your local community or from coast to coast throughout this great nation. You can connect with other biz packs to meet your needs, or if you're a business owner, you can register your own business so that other packs know about the services that you provide. Through the Warrior Biz Network, you have reliability and you have connectivity, and you can sign up today to represent your business or to find other businesses that you can trust. Join the Warrior Biz Network today at warriorbiznetwork.com.
Welcome back to the F3 Circle of Trust. It's your boy Hello Kitty and Rapido, joining you guys live on Facebook, YouTube, and X, or if you're listening to us on the podcast archive, grateful to have you with us.
Yes.
Great stuff from the guys at Warrior Biz Network there. Just got a text from Press On, first lead in the door. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. We're here. We're doing this thing. Well, this is the point, right? Like, Warrior Biz Network is a great example. You guys do a lot of business. You guys do a lot of different things. Talk to each other about it. Share it on Warrior Biz Network. And if you feel like it's a good fit for us to bring it to the thousands of guys that listen to this show every week, or the thousands of guys that are listening to stuff we're trying.
To the millions.
Right? To the millions and millions. Gosh, I love the 90s. Man. Late 90s, early 2000. Late 90s, early 2000 wrestling was arguably one of the greatest things ever.
We should do a wrestling pod of the late 90s.
We should do a rankings of the greatest. Check this out.
Okay.
We're going to go on a tangent here for a second, guys. Just roll with us, but I know you'll love it. Late 80s, early 90s NASCAR. Late 90s, early 2000s wrestling. You know what I'm saying? We start bringing those Goliaths in a bracket. Yo, man. Dude. The after show is going to be, me and you are going to have a couple of beers soon, and we're going to get into this. Because late 80s, early 90s NASCAR.
We'll get some yellow beer and some Winston or Marlboro.
We might just start smoking, dude. Sorry, Bones.
We
might just start smoking, Bones. I don't know what to tell you, man. It is what it is, you know. Because you're talking
Let's
about
do it. I'm in on some
you're in for all
content.
My friend, we are going to get to a great quote with Rapido from you, but we are getting into the summer months, right? It's June. It's early June. It's getting hot. It's getting humid. In fact, when you open your email tomorrow morning, teaser alert, you're going to get an email from the F3 Gear Store talking about tips, tricks, and gear for the summer. And part of that is proper hydration. And I said, you know what? I said, Bones, I know you've talked about hydration on this very airwaves before. And he's like, we have, Kitty. Why don't we just rerun that this week to get the guys ready to go? Now, when he recorded this, it was August, dog days of summer. But I was like, you know what? It's pertinent as we roll into the hotter months. So here is none other than Dr. Tunis Hunt, the hair that just cares. I just came up with that on the spot. Yeah, it's not bad. Talking about proper hydration. We'll be right back after this Hunt for Wellness tip from our man Bones.
Hello, COT Podcast. It's another great day for wellness. This is Bones with a health tip for the Pax of F3 Nation. Pax, it is officially August. That means football season is just around the corner. It also means that in most places in our country, we are entering into one of the hottest months. It is very common to need extra shirts, a towel, and even an extra pair of shorts after posting in the gloom. It definitely means that rehydrating is critical for optimal health. But before you grab that gallon jug of water, you need to be strategic about how you hydrate. Recently, national headlines spotlighted a woman who passed away after drinking a large volume of water. It turns out that too much hydration in too little of a time can be fatal. It's called water toxicity. When you sweat and become dehydrated, you lose plenty of water. You also lose electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium. If you put large volumes of water back in without proper electrolyte balance, it can cause swelling in your cells, including your brain. Too much swelling can be fatal. So what strategies should you have when it comes to rehydrating? Well, first, drink slower. Your body will require time to acclimate to the water you're putting in. Secondly, make sure you have plenty of electrolytes, especially sodium. This can be accomplished by adding some sea salt to your water bottle. using a product like Element or incorporating Soul Water in your daily routine. I have shared about Soul Water in the past, but for those new listeners, it is simply a mixture of water that has been fully saturated with Himalayan sea salt. To prepare, take a glass jar with a plastic lid, not metallic, as salt will have a corrosive effect on it. Fill 1/4 of the jar with Himalayan salt and the rest of it with water. Shake the jar and let it rest overnight. In the morning, you will notice that the water will be fully saturated. Every morning, take 1 tablespoon of the Soul Water and mix it in a glass of water at room temperature and drink it. By doing this, you will be adding the important minerals into your body that will help you stay energized and hydrated. You must use Himalayan salt and not typical table salt that has been processed, bleached, and mixed with other substances. One cautionary note is that those struggling with high blood pressure may want to take it slow and consult with a physician before implementing Soul Water on a daily basis. So Pax, rehydrate properly this summer and add a little salt to your life. Try making Soul Water or get an electrolyte mix with plenty of sodium. Kitty and Rapido, I know you boys aren't afraid to get salty. Keep up the great work, men. This has been Bones guiding the Pax of F3 Nation on their hunt for wellness. Gotta go.
Stay salty, bro.
I always stay salty.
Salty britches, whatever. Yeah, dude, such good advice, man.
I don't honestly
say it every time. Tangible.
Yeah,
tangible
I don't honestly
advice.
remember that one from before with the Soul Water in
Wasn't it smart to run it back then?
It was very smart to run it
Man,
back. It's
our
timely.
producers-
It doesn't have to be August.
Fat Max, when he's putting this show together, rarely misses.
Well, he's a
That mug don't miss. That mug don't miss.
Yeah, man.
Bro, you want to set up the QWR before we roll out today?
Yeah, did you get the one from this morning? I sent
Heck
you?
yeah, 6624. I'm ready to go, baby.
24. Have you mentioned the significance of today's date?
We did. We touched on
Okay.
June the 6th, 1944, and what it meant, and just the incredible effort and the incredible loss of life. And I mean, it's a world-changing day, right?
Yeah.
June 6th, 1944, world-changing day. And we talked about, a lot of you guys have grandfathers that were probably part of that effort, and some of you might have family members that were there that didn't come home on that day. So yes, we did.
Awesome. Yeah, it's always a very interesting reminder, and I think as I get older, it means more each year.
Yeah.
And there's the very infamous photo of the back of a landing craft with guys having jumped out, and that's empty, and they're wading the water, and it's very smoky and hazy, and you can see the mountain range in the distance on the other side of the really thick beach. And just the fresh hell that awaits the men. That image right there is captivating for me, and more so every year.
Yep.
But one of the things that I always do.
Think about seeing that with your eyes. Pray to God you never have to, right?
Right. It gets talked about all the time, but like the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan out the most.
Whew.
I don't know how it could get any more accurate in terms of a cinematic type experience without like live footage.
Yeah.
But it's just wild. And the stories that you read and the tales that you tell, or tales that you hear, is just incredible. But every year, usually there is a WOD or some other type of a workout that a lot of people do or lead for D-Day or in commemoration of D-Day. And at those events or WODs, someone usually reads Eisenhower's speech to the boys ahead of June 6th, which was supposed to have happened on June 5th, if history serves me correct, and it got delayed a day because of weather.
That's right.
But Eisenhower
they were delayed to hit those beaches by a day.
Eisenhower hit send at a 1944 technology level of a message to the troops. And so today's QWR, it's one page long if you've never seen it, but most of you probably have. But today's QWR, when I start thinking about what we're doing here with F3, and I start thinking about what we're doing in our communities and our households and our workplaces and our houses of worship, etc., I think about the poignancy of these two sentences in something for people to take with themselves. So today's quote is, "The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you." I think about that in the terms of the pressures that we men face with things that are on our backs with our children and our shorties, and everybody's always watching. The pressure to provide, the pressure to act, accordingly as we should be doing, and being present and being responsible and being accountable. The eyes of the world are indeed upon us, and there's a lot of meaning there for me personally, and I just wanted to talk about that today.
Yeah. Well, and it's obviously the right thing to do, right? To pull that quote on a day like today, where we're, fortunate for our recording to sort of line up with this and to be able to lean in and do it and to think about, the meaning of what that meant at the time. Right. And looking back on it now 80 years later, which is, incredible. But then those, just those words in which, you're not jumping off a vessel and running up a beach under attack and likely not to make it out of it. But what do you do? How do you act? How do you perform when you think about the eyes of the world are upon you? And what hopes, what prayers for liberty are in front of you today?
Right.
So it's not apples to apples in what we're doing in our daily life, but you can definitely pull from it. There's no doubt.
That's why I did it. Yeah, definitely not apples to apples. I'm not storming a beach today that I'm aware of.
No, yet. but you've guys, you
never know.
But you don't know what beach you got to storm for your family.
Exactly.
What hill you got to take for your kids. What you might have to be asked to do in a moment's notice for the members of your community. That's why you're preparing every single day. Just waking yourself up at 4:30 or 5 and heading out to the gloom and doing something tough at 5:30 might seem like a small thing, but your dedication, your commitment, and your discipline to see it through and get it done speaks to the mettle of the man and what you're ideally living for, leading for, and leaving for.
Exactly.
So I'm with you.
Very well said. Yeah, we had a good morning this morning. We talked about the ruck. Skipper just came back from the 80K star course, 50 some miles, all over Omaha, Utah, and Point to Hawk and the whole area. I got a fascinating history lesson on some things he saw and learned over the last couple of days. So it really sort of set the tone for the day, and obviously a lot of remembrance things going on. And it's a very poignant day in history that keeps its relevancy. That's right. Every year thereafter.
That's right. And we also got to sample some real French apple brandy at 6:34 in the AM. Don't tell anybody. I mean, just a second.
I just could smell it from across the gloom. I didn't even have to take a sip.
Woo! Fully let it.
Right.
Oh man, guys, you know what? Another great show. Thanks for being a part of it with us. Awesome to introduce our new friends and sponsors at MGM. Thankful for the folks that have been with us, like Mud Gear, Live Momentous, the guys at Warrior Biz Network, a lot, man, that makes all this stuff happen, and really excited for that message from Helmet, July 16th, right?
Yep.
16 July, 8 p.m., State of the Nation coming at you, and really excited about what this next phase of leadership development is going to look like. And it makes sense, right? Get right. Got you guys living right. Okay, now phase 3. Let's get to lead. Let's really get focused on leading right here across F3 Nation. Let's equip you guys to do it.
Let's get aggressive.
It's right. Be aggressive. Love it. All right, bro. Peace out. Catch you later. Love you.
Love you too, bud. Later.
Same to you guys, right? If another man hasn't told you this today, we love you. The nation loves you. Go out there. Keep getting after it. We'll see you next week on the F3 Circle of Trust. This has been the COT Podcast, connecting the PAX of F3 Nation to something bigger than themselves. Please rate and review our show. Follow us on Twitter at F3COT Podcast and connect with the show at COT@F3Nation.com or by leaving us a voicemail at 844-4COT-PAX. I'm Brian Jodis, 42, Hello Kitty.
And I'm Jamie Roseborough, 40, Rapido.
And this has been the Circle of Trust Podcast.